of all evil? It could be money, but it's also not throwing strikes. Welcome to the third Saturday in October, your SEC water cooler podcast for the rest of us. Find us online at thirdsaturdayiNoctober.com, on the socials at TSIO Pod, on Venmo if you'd like to support the show at TSIO Pod, or buymeacoffee.com/TSIO Pod. Another great way, and maybe the best way to support the show, share it with sports fans of the SEC. I am Bradley. I'm here with Jared. How are you, sir?
Bradley, always a privilege, and nice to be back in the saddle again.
Yes, I apologize. We got started recording last week, and then
life happened. And you know what? That's the beauty of a podcast. It gives you the flexibility to pivot as needed.
So a lot has happened in a couple weeks. Let's see. I don't even know where to start.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go back to February 17th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
A little rewind here.
Let's get through this real quick. Florida beats South Carolina. Georgia beats Kentucky. Texas beats LSU. These are all of our midweek games. Missouri beats Vanderbilt. Alabama beats Arkansas. Alabama's on a roll, by the way. Texas A&M beats Ole Miss. Tennessee beats Oklahoma. Man, that feels like so long ago. State beats Auburn. Florida beats Ole Miss. Tennessee beats Vanderbilt. Oh, my goodness. What a thriller. Arkansas beats Missouri. Alabama beats LSU. South Carolina beats State. Georgia beats Texas. A&M beats Oklahoma. Auburn gets a win against Kentucky. This last week, Missouri beats Tennessee. I don't want to talk about it. Kentucky beats South Carolina. Oklahoma beats Auburn. I'm sure you don't want to talk about that either.
No.
Florida beats Texas. Alabama beats Mississippi State. Arkansas beats A&M. Vanderbilt beats Georgia. LSU beats Ole Miss. That leads us up to this past Saturday. Florida beats Arkansas, sitting at 14-2 in the SEC.
Not bad.
Beats a really good Arkansas team. 111-77.
Yep.
Is Florida the best 6-loss team in the country?
Clearly.
Me and a lot of other people think so. Alabama beats Tennessee. I don't want to talk about it, but I do want to talk about it. Kentucky beats Vanderbilt pretty handily, by the way. Missouri beats State. Georgia beats South Carolina. Texas beats A&M. Oklahoma beats LSU. And Ole Miss beats Auburn. That brings us up to date. Jared, thoughts on the last 2 weeks? Some ups and downs. It's been tough sledding, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think the one comment I want to make is that Auburn basketball has been very successful at eliminating themselves from the NCAA tournament, and they have just completely fallen apart, and Auburn basketball fans are distraught and not very pleased. It's brought up conversations that nobody wanted to have about, what was really the status of our basketball team, with Bruce Pearl leaving right before the season and then conveniently his son stepping in. Should we have allowed his son to maybe go to the mid-majors and earn his stripes? Should we have, because, some people are, in panic mode. They're saying, well, Auburn was a top 15 job, and now after this season, I hate having those conversations. Give Stephen Pearl a chance, but at the same time, there are some points there. Maybe it would have been good for Auburn to have sought out an actual coaching search rather than just assuming Bruce Pearl's son should just get the opportunity. But I'm not knocking Stephen Pearl. I think he's doing the job he was given with the team that he was given. And these are
That's a
players
big
that
key
he
to it.
helped. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happened. And when the Final Four happened last year, it was kind of a critical time to not be able to properly evaluate guys in the portal, and you missed on some guys. And, here we are. We have who we have, and we're losing. And it's tough. It's tough for Auburn fans to stomach. Does that mean Auburn basketball is eternally dead? No, of course not. But this season's just feeling like a wash, and that's frustrating. Losing, beating a team like Kentucky and then losing to Oklahoma, and then, of
Hmm.
course, losing to Ole Miss. And prior to that, it lost to Mississippi State. And they're just losing to everybody. It's just like, come on, dude. Really? And I don't think they're going to make the tournament. I don't think they deserve to make the tournament. But teams that do deserve to make the tournament, it gives me great joy to see schools like Tennessee, for the most part, doing their job, and proud of the Gators. Although that's not my go-to team, but it's my wife's team, so I got to give them a hat tip. Playing well, and then I still enjoy watching basketball. I'm
Yeah.
definitely watching basketball. Just disappointed with my Auburn Tigers. So
Uh, right there with you. Um, Watching Tennessee lose lose to, I mean, lose to anybody, but lose to Alabama.
yeah, they should have won that game.
Should have won that game. Um,
They could have won that game.
yeah, in the words of the great Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Potts, it's a tale as old as time.
Well, I didn't expect that reference.
They
There
they
you go.
they flashed the statistic. I believe they are tied for the um most 10 plus point lead losses. They flashed that up on the screen as Tennessee was falling apart. And so I believe Tennessee now holds the lead on that statistic in the SEC. Um,
Yeah.
it, it's been really bad this year, but I feel like I've seen this um, with Tennessee teams here recently. It's whatever funk it is in the second half, they just can't snap out of it. Tennessee went on a great run towards the end of the first half and had a big lead going into halftime. I believe it was a 12-point lead. And then just watched it disappear in the second half. And
So I got a question about Ahmed. Is he okay? Is he kind of
he's out.
got some minor injuries, or so he's out? Okay, I didn't know
He's
that he was
out
out.
against South Carolina. They
Or maybe
said that
that's a smart move, probably.
yeah.
With the end of the season winding, let him kind of get brushed for the tournament.
Yeah, we've got at South Carolina and then home versus Vanderbilt. Um, so sit him versus South Carolina. See how he goes. Will there be much movement? I don't know. Tennessee is in a three-way tie with Missouri and Kentucky. With Kentucky, I know Kentucky holding a tiebreaker over Tennessee because they beat them twice. Um, Missouri beat Tennessee. I think they've only played once. So Missouri also holds a tiebreaker over Tennessee. So Tennessee's currently sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth in the SEC. Um, I mean, could they move up with wins versus both South Carolina and Vanderbilt? Maybe. I mean, it kind of depends on what Kentucky and Missouri do in their last two games. And sitting one game behind Tennessee are Texas, Vanderbilt, and A&M. And then Georgia 2 games behind. So there still could be some movement here at the end of the season, which at this point it's just seeding for the SEC tournament. And I mean, Florida and Alabama are the teams to beat. but I would not. I'm not counting Arkansas out. If Arkansas ran the table in the tournament and won the SEC tournament, I would not be surprised.
Yep, I'd agree. I mean, they definitely have a shot.
I think most any other team. I think Missouri, Kentucky. I think they run into an Arkansas and Alabama, Florida. It's going to be tough. I think it's going to come down to Florida, Alabama, Arkansas. One of those three. Who wins the SEC tournament? I really don't see anybody else winning it. But Ament, so he had a sore ankle. I'll call it sore because I don't. It was a little banged up going into the game, and then I turned on the game right after. He kind of got tied up, much like if you didn't see it, it's much like a lineman who has somebody roll up on the back of their legs, and they, their knee goes forward and their body goes back. That's pretty much what happened with Ament. His ankle got twisted up some. His knee may have gotten tweaked. They were trying to work on him on the sideline. He did start the second half, but didn't last long. We'll see. The most disappointing thing is he has gotten better as the years gone on. It's been great to see his development, and that's a fantastic recruiting tool. But because look at the Nate Ament of the first 10 games of the season, who's timid, who is not willing to drive to the basket, and look who he is now. And
he's basically grown up before our eyes.
Oh yeah, so real fast, and he turns it up a notch at the end of games too, because he knows, okay, especially if it's a close game, I'm going to take this ball in my hands and I'm going to make it happen, and he does. And you've seen his 6-point first halves turn into 29-point games, and just absolutely lighten it up in the second half. A lot of times because he's seeing an opening in the lane, or he's seeing a defender on their heels, and he knows he can go draw that foul, and at least getting 2 foul shots, if not an and one. So he's really been tearing it up, and so I hope that he can kind of nurse this thing back. Love to see him back for Vanderbilt, because that's going to be tough. If not that, then love to see him back for the SEC tournament. But man, I think it's also going to be good for the team to work out against South Carolina and try to find some grit to finish off the season, because they need it. Second half Tennessee is not a fun Tennessee to watch. First half Tennessee, a blast.
I'm hoping this will benefit you in the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
the experience of what not to do, right?
Yeah, yes. What not to do? Do as I say, not as I do.
Well said.
But it's going to be a fun tournament too.
I concur.
I'm trying to see if I can locate a tournament bracket. So, oh, come on. I am subscribed. So, if the season ended today, it looks like The first round would see A&M versus South Carolina, State versus Oklahoma, Georgia versus Ole Miss, Auburn versus LSU. And so Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Texas, and Tennessee would get byes. If Auburn beats LSU, they would then go play Tennessee the next day on March 12th. Florida, Missouri, Alabama, and Arkansas would get the beloved double byes. I mean, some people like them, some people don't, because it means you're not playing between Saturday and Friday. But it's only buying you one extra day, because if you only get a single buy, you're playing on Thursday. But
yeah, in some cases, that's not the advantage that you want it to be. So.
Yeah, just ask Dan Lanning over at Oregon. Those long layoffs.
That's brutal, man. Yeah, you win enough to get that buy, and then you just have trouble.
So, winner of that game would then play Arkansas, which, if Tennessee wins their game and goes and faces Arkansas, I think I'd rather face Arkansas than Alabama or Florida. But man,
I don't know. I don't know. Neutral court, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, in Nashville, Kentucky fans travel really well to Nashville.
Yes, but it's not that far.
But there are a lot of Tennessee fans in Nashville.
How far is that drive?
From
Lexington to Nashville?
I think it's under 3 hours, which may be closer than Knoxville.
Yeah.
It's not far. It's less than 200 miles. It's 3.5 hours.
That's not bad.
I guess 3 hours to downtown Nashville from Lexington. So not bad at all. I mean,
not bad.
Depending on what side of Knoxville you're coming from and what kind of traffic you get, it's 3 hours to Knoxville. So, but Kentucky fans travel well to Nashville just in general, and so expect a big turnout there. But I said this last year, I've said it this year. Calipari takes the first half of the season to figure out his lineup, and he figures it out. He took an Arkansas team that did diddly the year before and pulled pieces together and made a good run in his first year at Arkansas.
Yeah, Sweet 16, right?
I mean, I think Arkansas is happy with that.
Well, given the squad they had last year, I would say so. But I would think they're realistically a Sweet 16 team this season.
Yeah,
more so than last season.
Yeah, I mean, he's got more buy-in because he's had a year to recruit.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and players are going to follow him because he knows how to win.
Well, he's doing it. Yeah, he does a good job pretty much everywhere he goes. So yeah. even if he's not winning titles, he's competing.
Yeah. Can Tennessee figure it out? I don't know.
I'm not counting him out.
I mean, I'm not counting him out. I think,
especially if he's 100%.
Yeah, if he can get back to at least close to full strength, he is a tough matchup.
Dude, He's going to be a beast at the tournament.
but because he the guys he matches up against, he's usually much taller and can shoot over them. He moves really well, and he uh, I mean he's a forward that shoots like a guard and is just very fluid. It's fun to watch him play.
I concur.
So we'll see. We got 2 more games. Neither one of them are give-me's. South Carolina is the last place team in the SEC, but they still got 3 wins in the SEC.
Yes.
And then Vanderbilt is not going to be easy, especially after the loss that they had in Nashville last week. I bet they are bitter. That had me bite my nails like you wouldn't believe. But man, I'll also say this: it's been hard to watch Tennessee basketball. Not just like the product is hard to watch, but just trying to fit everything in. To be honest, I'm picking baseball over anything if I've got the time. But between my son's baseball, but by the way, this last Saturday we skipped karate, we went to baseball, went to a birthday party. He told me that he would lay down and take a nap after the birthday party because his Christmas gift was coming to fruition. Jared, I texted you about this.
Yes.
Saturday. And
we got to talk about this.
And I'm trying to watch basketball. I'm trying to watch baseball. I cannot get to all of it because I took my son to his very first concert. And his first favorite artist is an artist by the name of Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Some of you may not know that name, but you've probably heard his, I guess, late 90s hit Blue on Black. It was just everywhere. He's a blues guitarist, blues rock guitarist. He's phenomenal. I may have done some internet sleuthing and found his house, which is 3 minutes from my house.
That sounds a little creepy, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens. My son, it's on our way to martial arts. So we literally pass it and he says, "Hey, there's Kenny Wayne Shepherd's house." But since he's been a fan, this is the first time that he's come to Nashville to play his stuff. He's come as I think there was a Jimi Hendrix tribute. And I was like, although that would be awesome, my son would want to see him play his stuff. Well, what's the venue? It's the historic Ryman Auditorium.
Yes.
And if you don't know about the Ryman Auditorium, it was a church. It was transformed into a music venue. It laid vacant for a long time as well and has been beautifully restored. But if you can see a show at the Ryman, it tops just about anything else.
It's an iconic venue for a reason.
It is. It only seats a couple thousand.
And there's some decent restaurants right across the street.
Yes. It is 1 block off of Lower Broad in Nashville. And you would have, I think it was Hank Williams and like that era, Waylon Jennings would play the Ryman. And there's an alley between the Ryman Auditorium and Tootsie's Orchid Lounge.
Yes.
And these guys would cross the alley after their show is done at the Ryman and go play Tootsie's, which is just, I don't know if back then there was a cover charge or what, but you could go to the Ryman, see them, and then if you could cram it into Tootsie's, you could go see a second show over at Tootsie's. But it's you sit in the balcony and there's no bad seat. I will say there are some limited view seats underneath the balcony because this thing's so old. But I mean, the kids saw a sold out show for a fantastic. This is no Baby Shark. And
That's awesome.
he absolutely loved it. Asked him Sunday, the day after, I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how'd you rank the show we went to last night? He said 1,000,000 trillion.
Holy.
So, yeah,
that good.
yeah. And I even commented that on the official Kenny Wayne Shepherd Instagram account, and whoever's running social media, whether it's him or somebody else, liked the comment. And it's the truth. I quoted him verbatim. He was so excited. And I can't wait to go to a whole bunch more shows with him. That's going to be a blast. So all that to say, it's been hard to watch all these sports, but I'm doing my best to keep up. And sometimes
Hey, you're doing the right thing, man. That's what a good dad does. So
I try. And we've been watching Belmont basketball too, who won the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, congrats to Belmont.
At home.
Go Bruins.
And then dropped a game to Illinois State. But if Tennessee wants to, if Belmont wants to make a run for the big dance, winning the regular season and then winning the tournament as well, if they can do that, that really helps them get a better seed. That is kind of for these mid-major programs, that really helps your resume. So we will see what Casey Alexander and the Bruins can do in the tournament coming up. I believe it's this weekend. That they're usually the weekend before your major conferences go. So yeah, that's just kind of a little recap of basketball. Anything else for basketball that we missed, Jared?
I have not missed a lot of basketball just because of my Tigers are doing so poorly. So maybe we should just go ahead and go on to baseball.
Let's. Tennessee drops their first series to Kent State. Shocking to
yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Kent State's a pretty good team. Tennessee is a really good team. This is the power. I talked early in the season about strikeout to walk ratio, and you want 3-4 strikeouts to every 1 walk. That did not happen against Kent State. I think I think I've got some of my notes here. So the first game, the strikeout to walk ratio for Tennessee's pitchers were 4 strikeouts to 3 walks for starter Tegan Coons. Not great. But he got through 5 2/3 innings. Then Braden Krenzel comes in, 5 strikeouts, 0 walks. Fantastic. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. That means he struck out all but 1. He did get a hit. There was a hit and a run scored on him. Mark Hindy pitched a third. No strikeouts, no walks. Bo Rudy, 1 strikeout, no walks. Brady Frederick, no strikeouts, no walks. So that ended up being 10-3 overall. Not bad. That's 3 1/3 to 1 or something like that. In game 2, Landon Mack had 3 walks and 11 strikeouts. That's pretty good. 3 errors. That's not good.
No.
So you let 3 guys on, easy, and you commit 3 errors. That was the undoing in a 2-1 baseball game. In a close game, 3 errors, 3 walks can do it. And the final game, Kent State won 9-7, 9 runs off of 7 hits. Again, a teachable moment. Usually, you need more hits to score a number of runs. So usually to get 9 runs, you've got to have 12, 15 or more hits. 9 runs on 7 hits, thanks to a 15-7. So that's pretty much a 2-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So you got 7 walks and 2 errors by the BaseVols, and it's going to be tough sled no matter who you're playing. Then they had, I believe they won their midweek game, which was good, and lost their opener to UCLA down in Arlington. Tennessee did not play well defensively. I think UCLA, was it 12-5 or something? It was not pretty. UCLA's a stacked team as well. They are really, really good. I don't know that they're number 1, but they are up there. Good bounce back win against Arizona State, who I believe had 2 or 3 losses to that point. And then who did Tennessee beat? They won their 3rd game. They won 2 out of 3 in Arlington against really good competition. Cincinnati, maybe? So I'm more pleased with how Tennessee bounced back in those games there at the end of the weekend. And I'm checking on Tennessee basketball. Just tweeted out a little while ago, Nate Ament is confirmed out for South Carolina. I think we already.
Yeah, that's not a big risk against South Carolina. I think that's a smart call.
I do too. I think that's a good call. By the way, Tennessee plays East Tennessee State tonight. Virginia Tech is who Tennessee beat in the 3rd game, 3-1. East Tennessee State has, I think, has given Tennessee some fits at times. But looking forward to Tennessee kind of bouncing back. It's not long before SEC play opens, and Tennessee better get figured out because it is going to be a heck of a schedule coming up here. I know I've talked about it before, but let's see if I can get this pulled up, because the SEC is pretty stacked. And I did confirm UCLA is the number 1 team. We start out traveling to Georgia. Then we host Missouri. Then go to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's always tough. Then we host LSU, reigning national champions, the Bayou Bengals. Go to Mississippi State. State is always a good team. Host Ole Miss, who's not bad themselves. Host Alabama, who is stout. Go to Kentucky, host Texas, go to Oklahoma, and then it's SEC tournament. These are some really good programs in the SEC, and
I concur.
It could be a long season. But I also think that Tennessee's doing pretty well. There is a lot of youth on this team. Lots of freshmen, lots of sophomores getting a lot of reps. But that's all right. Just like my son's Pirates. There's a lot of youth on the team, but there's a lot of promise too. So
Well said.
real excited. Eliminate the walks. I'm not even saying you gotta get more strikeouts, but if you eliminate the walks, if you throw strikes, and good things can happen. You can't get outs when you're walking guys. But that clean up some errors. I know there were just some balls not fielded cleanly. Then that can lead to bad throws. Some of that is nerves. Some of that is just now you're playing with the big boys. But I think they can get that cleaned up and get that figured out. I am excited for SEC play starting. But let's get through this other schedule. Let's string together some wins and build some confidence going into that first series against Georgia. That's what I gotta say about baseball. Throw strikes.
Hey, how did Tennessee do in Arlington?
They did so they lost to number 1 UCLA. That I don't think anybody should be shocked by that. They beat Arizona State, and then they beat Virginia Tech. And I'm pretty sure Arizona State only had 2, maybe 3 losses going into that game. Virginia Tech, let's see. Wow, yeah. College athletic websites. I mean that may be as big of a Wild West as NIL. I mean, they're just all over the place. And Virginia Tech's, can I please just look at your baseball website? Maybe not. Let's see if it's got their record on here. I'm trying to see if they've got it, but so they were 7-3 going into that game. So still a pretty good team. They beat William and Mary. All 3 games, beat ETSU. Won 2 out of 3 against Rutgers. Beat James Madison. Lost all 3 in Arlington to A&M, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. But those teams are ranked 23, 4, and 20. So they lost to really good competition. So they have, out of their 4 losses, 1 of them is to an unranked team. They're playing some stout competition. But Tennessee, I think, played pretty well, especially after just getting really beat up by UCLA in that first game. UCLA is just is really, really tough. Um, they obviously had the bats, and I expect them to be in Omaha, and make a push should they stay healthy. Um, yeah. So that's how they did in Arlington. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Well said.
Um, I was hoping that our the seats that we had installed would bring good luck, but they did not against Kent State. Uh, but it's a heck of. I mean, it's a fun stadium. Um, it's one that I hope I
It's a
can get
beautiful
up to.
stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have done a lot. The house that Vitello built, um, but it's fun. My son he has loved baseball, which I'm very thrilled about. But I'm also I don't want to push it. We we had practice Saturday. It was his first practice because we got rained out. Our first scheduled practice. So we practiced on Saturday. Had a bunch Saturday after that. Sunday, he said, "Hey, can we go play some more baseball?" So we went out. I hit him ground balls. He hit some, like, we just whatever he wanted to do, and he's loving watching baseball too. So his grandpa loves the Braves, so we'll watch the Braves. He's on the Pirates, so he gets excited when he sees the Pirates on. Nobody gets excited when the White Sox are on, even though that's my team. We're not good. And then we'll watch some Giants games as well. But with baseball, I'll watch anything. I know there are a lot of people who just watch any college football, people who will watch any NFL football. Me, I'll watch any baseball. High school, good friend of mine's son is a senior pitcher on the local team. So if I've got time, I'll go check out one of those games. But at any level, it's fun. I love watching it. So
It is fun.
it is getting into my happy season.
Amen.
Hey, there's been a lot of sports to catch up on, and there's still a lot more to come. SEC basketball tournament coming up. SEC play for baseball coming up.
Yeah, baseball alone would be enough, but you still got basketball. It's not done.
Yeah,
There's good basketball that's still happening.
Yeah.
So
tune in, because there's a lot of movement that can happen here these last couple these last couple games in this last
amen.
week. So next time we talk, we will be prepping for the SEC tournament because we will know seeding. Yeah. Let's just get to it. Let's get to more basketball, more baseball. You know where to find us.
That's true.
Find us online, thirdsaturdayiNoctober.com, on social media at TSIO Pod, Venmo at TSIO Pod, buymeacoffee.com/TSIO Pod. Send this to a friend. Hopefully snow is over for those of us in SEC country. Hopefully it's just rain. So on a rainy day, you need something to cheer you up. Listen to Third Saturday in October, as long as you're not a Tennessee or Auburn fan, because
and enjoy a warm beverage.
Yes, or cool beverage, because it is starting to warm up. I saw near record highs. Should be the Nashville temperatures for the next several days.
How do you feel about that? Yeah, because you've had quite the winter.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that the ice is behind us.
Mm.
I'm ready for spring, even though my nose is not. I've got to get back on my full fledged allergy routine. I take some meds year round, and I take some meds just March through mid late October, something like that. And it's I think I missed this morning's dose, so I got to get back on that. Otherwise, I won't be able to breathe. My eyes will be itchy and watery, and I nobody can live like that. But I will if I have to. It's the price I pay for wanting to be outside, playing, coaching, yard working. It's what we do.
Yes,
Hey,
it is. It is what we do.
and as I'm coaching 6U baseball, it reminds me that heroes come in all sizes. And roll Vols.
War Eagle, Bradley, go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
Tailgate, man cave, living